All right, welcome back. Today we got a pretty easy install. So we're going to be doing the Mopar brand rear cargo mat. The reason we went with these is because it's one of the only mats that actually has the seat covers for the back of the seats. Our German Shepherd loves to ride around in the Jeep, so whenever the seats are folded down, I get nothing but dog hair up here. So that's why we went with the Mopar brand, because we'll actually have a mat on the back of these seats as well as the full mat from here down. So it's got a lot more coverage than your normal floor mats. This is pretty much everything that comes with the package. You got the rear mat, and for the back of the seats, you got a package of these fittings, and then you got some instructions that are complete and total garbage. So we're just gonna throw those away. So, all right, we'll get set up and I'll show you what you gotta do. All right, so I'm gonna try to give you the best angle that I can, showing you what we're doing here. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the back of the seats. If you do have kids and you're using these anchor points here, you can cut these out. They don't pop out. So we're not gonna do that. I mean, down the road, all you gotta do is take a razor blade, trim it out, and then you'll have access to your, car seat tie downs. So we're gonna leave them in for now, but just so you know, there are cutouts for those. We're just not gonna cut them out. First thing we're gonna do is kind of line this thing up where it needs to go. And then we're gonna just push down. I'll start, see what you got the best view of. I'll start here in the center. So when you push down, you'll actually feel it kind of slip as long as you got it pretty closely lined up. So I'm gonna push down right there. Now whenever I move it, I've got two different indentions here and here. You can see where we push down in the middle. So here and here. Oops, where are we at? Yeah, so there and there's where I just put pressure on it. On the back of this, so on the back of each one of these little round pieces, you got your little, where it presses in to the plastic piece we're gonna be adding. So the good thing about going with the Jeep brand is underneath this carpet, there's actually already a cutout in the metal. So all we have to do is trim the carpet away, and it's gonna expose the metal hole that's already there. And then we'll pop in our plastic grommets. So for each one of those little round pieces in the back of the seat cover, just line up your seat cover, push it down, you'll get a little indentation, and you can feel it. I can feel it with my finger where that hole is. So now we're gonna trim the carpet around that hole. Unfortunately, the razor blades that I have are not great. So this might not be pretty, but here we go. I've got my two indentions here and here. So I'm gonna go ahead and all I'm gonna do, stab it in. I know this seems scary, but it's really not. If you're going with the Mopar brand, the Jeep's literally set up for it. So what I did is I just cut in a star pattern. So now I have 4 little triangles, I guess you'd say, where I cut it out. So now I'm just gonna try to trim the carpet with this dull ass razor. Your cuts don't have to be super pretty. Now you don't want to go too wide outside of that hole, but the plastic grommet that we're about to push in will cover the cuts, obviously, and it's gonna press in, hold your carpet where it should be. Okay, so you've got, what is it? You've got 10 and 5, so you've got 15 of these certs right here. And then you've got 5 of these certs. So this will be for the rear cargo mat. We're not using that right now. All the rest of these are the same. And you can see on this back side, you just press them in to that hole in the metal. Okay, so once you've trimmed your carpet, like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. So underneath there, that's your metal. Your metal's already pre-cut and ready for this. So now, all I'm gonna do is I've got the carpet trimmed away so it's not gonna get in the way of my tabs. I'm just gonna place this metal thing on here, give it a good press. It snaps into place, nice and clean. Your carpet's held down That thing's in there. And now we're just going to repeat that 9 more times for the back seat covers. So here we go. I should say too, I think the kit is a little bit different if you don't have the leather seats. I have not done one that doesn't have leather seats, so I can't really speak to it too much, but the process should be relatively the same. And just take your grommet, get the right one first. There we go. Line it up, press it in. Now sometimes you can, sometimes you can, if you just feel along, like right here is actually one of those. You can actually feel where that metal cutout is. Once you know what you're looking for, you can actually find it. But just to be on the safe side, I mean, it doesn't hurt. Just go ahead and drop your mat back on. You can go ahead and line it up with the ones we've already done. And then push it down. And now you can see it clear as day. You might not be able to, but I can. Yeah, I think you can see them in the video. There and there. I'm gonna go ahead and trim those up. Okay, so you got this side done. Once you got all your little spacers in, and also you can see, like, if for some reason you wanted to pull these off, it's not the end of the world. It's, even though you cut your seats and that's super intimidating, but actually it looks just fine without the cover on. But once you get them all in, you just line your cover up and just push them in. Done. All right, let's move on to the other side. All right, I don't know how much I lost there. Apparently I wasn't recording for a minute. So we moved to the other side. I don't know what I missed, but anyway, so we moved to the other side and I lined it up, pressed it down. I'm cutting my last hole right now. So, and I did lie actually. So for the back seat covers on these plastic things, there's only 10 of those. There's gonna be 5, well, a total of 10 for the rear cargo mat. There's 5 different ones. They actually snap together. I'm going to show you that one next. So there's only 10 of these, just so you know. And yeah, you can't mess it up because I mean they snap in. It's pretty easy to figure out which one goes where. And then what I'm looking for whenever I fill the holes, so after I get them cut and I think they're good, all I'm filling for is whenever I push in there, I want to see if any of the carpet gets drug underneath the metal, because these little snaps, whenever they snap in, they have little plastic tabs that slide underneath the metal. So all I'm making sure of is that the carpet's not going to go underneath the metal with them and keep them from snapping in fully. So once I feel like it's good, I'll just snap them in. Boom. So now the back of the seats are covered. They're good. All right, let's move on to the back. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the rear cargo mat. All you're looking for on these, so whenever you lift up your gap hider, I think they call this a gap hider. This is mounted right here. You can actually pop this out. There's little pop rivets in here. I don't really feel like I need to. I'm just sitting in the back and I'm just gonna cut them out. So you can see you're already, again, ready to go for this rear cargo mat. All you gotta do is just cut these 4 little tabs, top, bottom, left, right. And then you do have to saw just a little bit the carpet around, and then these will pop right out. Okay, so once you get that out, you just pop that out. And then you'll take, so there's 2 different ones here. You've got your base plate, which is pretty basic and normal. And then you've got what your cargo mat's actually gonna pop into. So you just slide them in together and then give them a squeeze. then once you've done that, you can see now you've got your little plug to pop your rear cargo mat into. Just make sure they're fully seated. So, yep, there's 5 of those, 3 on this one, 2 on the short one. And so we'll just go ahead and do that 4 more times. All right, so there you have it. So again, if you wanted to, for some reason, pull your mat out, I mean, obviously the little plugs are going to be permanent, but they're not that bad. They don't stand out that much and they don't look that bad. So let's go ahead and get the mat in. All right, so once the mat's in, you just line up your plugs and push them in. All right, so there you have it. So with the seats down, that's what it looks like. Doesn't quite cover the carpet on the sides, but it still gives you access to your tie downs. Still obviously got access here. And then with the seats up, that's what you're looking like. So everything folds up like it should, everything looks good. You got good coverage for a mat. Most of your carpet's covered and your seats are still functional. Now whenever you lay them down, you've got the full cargo mat from the front to the back. Super easy. I know it's intimidating to cut into the seats, into the cloth on your Jeep. It's irreversible, but I'm telling you, it's worth it and it's super easy. So hope you enjoyed the video.